What is up, bros? With Josh here, and today's video is all about a game we had while playing on the alt account, working on our project, our Road to Tier 10 project, which has been a ton of fun for me to do, and it seems like you guys are enjoying it. This is a project, I'll put a link down below for the entire series, where we start off on a brand new account and find out which lines go from the lowest tier all the way to the highest tier, of course the tier 10, and which lines can do it the fastest, what we learn about the ships themselves, what we learn about metas, what we learn about all kinds of stuff. It's been a lot of fun, and right now we're currently going down the IGN cruiser line. This actually happened to be the last game we had on the Mogami before we went off to the Ibuki. So I've actually kind of been enjoying this line. Cruiser lines, I've noticed though, tend to be a little boring, I would say, because a lot of their damage and a lot of their play is supporting destroyer, as you see I am right here, and then basically farming damage. But throughout this project, we have gotten a few games that have been absolutely crazy, and this was one of them. I don't think I've ever had a situation kind of like this ever happen, and so I not only was it a pretty solid game damage wise and kill wise, but it's something I really kind of wanted to show off. So I will wait to the end to kind of show off what happened. But we are on two brothers, and we are middle tier, so we'll definitely take that. A 7, 8, 9 game. So the Mogami, actually tier 8 for me is kind of decent. I even think the Mogami is something that actually up tiers pretty well. Low detection, the guns absolutely wreck. Now, before anybody asks, I do not have inertia fuse on this captain. It was a 13-point captain, and I took concealment expert over inertia fuse. So at this time, we were a 13-point captain, so we didn't have inertia fuse. So all the damage you see on all the ships is because, or is without inertia fuse. We do go with the 155s. We did test between 203s, which I might make an entire video on. Actually, 203s versus 155s from Mogami. I did test the 203s for a bit, and the 155s are just so much better for how much damage the 203s actually do. Compared to the 155s, it's not worth the trade on the reload time. You'll end up doing much more. So I may do a whole kind of video breaking down the gameplay of each, both 155s and 203s, but in the end, it was 155s were by far the best, even without inertia fuse. So this game was a this game was a goofy game for sure. We lose our Low Yang. He sits broadside smoke, even though he has a sonar, he didn't use it, and so down he goes. But overall, it's two brothers, so usually this map is kind of goofy anyways. But really, with IGN cruisers, what we want to do is we kind of want to get on the flank a little bit. We want ships to push into us, so that's always something you're going to be looking for with this ship. We're looking for teams to push into you, and this Azuma, I think, teaches us a little bit of a lesson about being a cruiser when there's battleships around, and I think on that side, well, maybe there's one coming up, but we always want ships to kind of push into us because the torp angles on IGN cruisers tend to be in the back, so I would call them what's called like chasing torps, where it's really good to kind of throw them out while something is chasing you down, because you can continue to get them and not show really that big of a broadside. But really, I enjoyed this ship a lot. I really did, and it was actually, I don't remember being this strong. That's one thing that's kind of nice about going down through these lines again, is it's been so long since I've played these, or if it's a ship I don't consistently play, it's good to go back and kind of revisit and see how they do, because on my main account I have all the ships, you know, I've played them so much, and we play a lot of divisions. This entire account is solo queue, so you get kind of another view of kind of just everything, you know, how do these ships do when they're by themselves, and just kind of today's game. So this is definitely a ship that was really actually nice, and something I actually really enjoyed going down, and really I was surprised how fast I got through this ship as well. But the Charles Martel ripped one fire, so all I need to do is just get a fire on him, and he's basically gonna go down. We actually ended up getting, I think, 2 on him. This Zumo's kind of trying to beat me up a little bit, but we got the kill on him, so that's good, and we're up 2 ships. Now, this is something, now watch the scoreboard. That's one thing that I really want you guys to check out, is watch the scoreboard, because it seems like this game is pretty much in the bag as the game goes. It's fighter Saipan versus fighter Saipan, and so that's kind of just a snooze alert a little bit. Our destroyer is a little bit in danger because of how they work. If you've ever played against a fighter Saipan, you know for sure that if you've ever been on the receiving end of a fighter Saipan dive bomber, It's a massive group of them, and you will get absolutely wrecked. They can like one-shot destroyers. It's a pain to deal with for sure. But as like everything else, it's really not too bad. Obviously, they can set fires and whatnot, but it's still, I don't know. If one dies, it's not like the other one can then start to carry the game a little bit. And you'll kind of see that definitely later. But this is what I try to do a lot with the IGN cruisers, is your detection's so low, and you can actually pump out so much damage with your fire chance. And as you see right here, inertia fuse, I'm breaking a lot of shells. I mean, I think in the last 3 salvos, we've probably broken 25 shells, somewhere around there. And there is the boom. That is the one that made this game so much harder. Double fire, he'll gladly go down here. But that right there, that one salvo, I didn't think the Jean Bart was going to have an angle. I should have gotten closer to that. That is potentially the demise. One more shell or something like that would have completely affected the end of the game. And you'll see once we kind of get through that. But we're up 2 ships right now. Let's look at the value. I always call it the value. If you've ever watched my stream, we play all these games on stream. So you come check us out, twitch.tv/mejash. We play ships 5-6 days a week. I always talk about value. And if you ever hear me break down the value, and here we go. We find this little saipan, set them on fire. We lost on a ship is what we've lost compared to them. So we've lost 3 tier 8 ships. They're all premiums. Or I guess the Bismarck's not premium, but Itago, Loyang. But all tier 8s, they lost a tier 9 and 3 tier 8s. So, and there we go, down to 4,300 life. This is not good, but we are going to pop this as well and see what we can do. So we do have that. Mogami actually has kind of decent. Dude snags the kill for me. But 4,300 life. We want to go dark again, so we want to shoot down the planes. This is also without really anything buffed. We don't even have AFT. Down to 2,500. Again, if that Jean Bart would have hit me with one more shell, we probably would be dead right now. One more full pennant, specifically. But you see kind of this breakdown of the team. We're up a CV, which is fantastic. We basically have perma spotting, but since he is fighter saipan, it means he doesn't have much of a damage output at all. Since he is bottom tier, he's going against the Jean Bart, which has a lot of AA. Everything else, I guess the Lion kind of has some decent AA as well. Buki York might have AA consumables, but their AA is not too high. And he could kind of just, focus on ships that don't have that much AA. But we're up ships. We're up a ship right now. And as you see right here, we have a lot of people rolling back or keep pushing forward, and not really that many people rolling back. So what I'm going to do is we can post up maybe like right in this area and kind of farm. And that's what you're going to see me do with my lack of life and that Jean Bart trying to kill me. As you see, he launches almost a 20-kilometer salvo at me. He's been focusing me almost the last half of this game, so that's a bit of a bummer. When the battleship wants you dead in a cruiser, you might end up killing, especially with the Jean Bart having that reload consumable. But so we're gonna roll back. Me pushing into a situation is not that healthy with a Jean Bart and an Ibuki. I'm one salvable. There's not much cover if I push into the open. So there's no real reason for me to continue to go. So but we have an Iowa, we have a Jean Bart, we have a Fletcher against a Jean Bart, a York, and a Ibuki. I figured they'd kind of have that under control, and we would kind of roll back and hold that down, even if 3-2. And they keep hitting that Ibuki. That Ibuki's gone from full life down to that very, very quickly. So even if they kill those guys and trade somewhere, we're still in a really good spot. We're up 2 ships, not 1, as we just lose our Kronstadt. But I think the Kronstadt kills one of these guys as he goes down. And he burns one out or something like that. But Musashi and 2 Musashi's rolling back, so that's really good. Oh, no. Yeah, 2 Musashi's rolling back. I'll roll back. We'll have spots on our CV, so everything will continue to be spotted. And our Fletcher can move on to that cap and then cap it out. But right now, we're doing pretty good. Up 130 points. We have the CV for spots. We have a ship advantage. We have a destroyer advantage, which is massive. And Jean Bart ended up getting the kill right there. Nice. Buki down. They have a York as well. And as long as they can just kind of win that fight, he let the Iowa take the lead, which is good. Iowa moving up. And again, you have Fletcher, all that kind of stuff. You're good to go. Them pushing though, Tirpitz, Musashi, Lion. So what does that mean? I'm basically a torp boat. I can stealth torp with this ship, and that's something you should really be using as a weapon. And I'm going to, and you're going to see how effective I actually can do it. But one thing, I am launching torps, so I want to communicate with, and that's true. What the guy just typed in is don't charge. Absolutely don't charge. There's no real reason to. Our Fletcher should just spend the entire game. um, not, I mean, even if our Iowa Rams right here, it's actually decent. But right now, Musashi's kind of getting picked on, so we're gonna get our Torps into the fight, and really they have to move full speed. So I can't get spotted. But I'm asking him if I can launch Torps in front of you since he's backing up, and he says okay. So bingo bango. Tirpitz is probably gonna sail on a front line or a straight line. We'll kind of dump that just in case he does slow down. Because if I can save my Musashi from getting torped by the Tirpitz, that means our Musashi will then be able to pick on their Musashi. So, get spotted right here anyway, might as well shoot. And we can kind of kill him. This is when I was kind of nervous that I was just going to die. And the Jean Bart too thought maybe if Jean Bart gets a shot at me, he'll get that. And maybe should have gone AP here, but I don't think really it would have mattered. He goes down, which is amazing. And Jean Bart, I can't torp this guy. I would have loved to drop torps here, but our Jean Bart, I think it ends up taking him down. So we're in a really good spot now. 2 ship advantage. Our Iowa is still like half life against a York and a Jean Bart, and I think our guy rips up that Jean Bart. Hold on, I think it happens that way. But again, there he is. Boom. Jean Bart takes down their guy, and you can't see I am locked on him. On that Musashi, he's pushing in as well. Has to. Jean Bart lives. We do lose one of our Musashis, but still, as long as I can just get away, I can be this wonderful torp boat. They can't spot me, and we have 2 battleships against a York down south. So it looks a little grim, but broadside sail on Musashi. As long as Alfonso kind of just pays attention, will be pretty good. And as I tell him, Alfonso, careful, bud. My torps are coming in. Then that dude is going to go probably for the ram. It's the best play. And if you see, I really haven't shot unless I know I couldn't get focused. And there we go. 10-kilometer torps, being able to stealth torp. He kind of had no idea where I was. I mean, had a general idea, but never knew exactly where I was. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. And boom, down he goes. 4 torps into this broadside of Musashi. Right now, perfect. We have a 3-ship advantage. We have a CC for spotting. It's kind of confusing because the York is dark, but we got the other cap. And again, as I said, IRDD. Again, the line is pushing away, so we're just in a good spot right now. The other Jean Bart and the Iowa, which is something we definitely want to keep an eye on right here, is Jean Bart and an Iowa, both tier 9, both tier 9 battleships versus a York, a tier 7 cruiser that is undetected when we have a Saipan. So our team has said we are up big, we have the caps, we have the CV. Let's put on our best throw pants. Let's throw this game. We have it in our hands. We have it for sure. And you will see right now, Lion probably just gonna die right here. One thing I should have done is I should have just stayed right there. I didn't think I would stay dark, so I even said this was stupid. And I'm just gonna let you guys watch and listen to the rest of this game live because it was crazy. Again, remember, 2 tier 9 battleships down south, so let's watch this happen live. Fuck you. What happens with this guy? Wow! Flood out! Do I save us? Do I win this game for us? He takes a ton of damage. He just wrapped too. That's a full flood on a Royal Navy battleship. Wow, we lose. so potentially the best clutch torp maybe ever. I love that both of our tier 9 battleships just fed right into a torpedo cruiser and both got killed. But thank God their Lion repaired the single fire, and we actually got the kill. It's such a nutty ending. It's cool to get kind of games like that. We were up, I think, at one point by 4 ships, and the only reason we won was because my torp hit and caused a flood. So if we don't win that, we just lose. Our Saipan would have been stuck there. But 151,000 damage. The clutch, maybe the best clutch torp ever of all games of all time. But such an insane ending. Haven't had one like that in a while. So the flesh wound, liquidator, 4 kills, 151 kills, almost 152. Top of the team. I mean, just craziness. It was such a crazy game, and it was cool to do that live on stream as we do all of our games. And as you see right there, the 1 torp hit for 13,000 and then almost 30,000 in floods. I thought that was a pretty cool ending to the game, so I kind of wanted to show you guys that game. But anyways, guys, a fun one overall. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And the team tried their best to throw it, but we just wouldn't let them, and brought home the victory in the tier 8 IGN cruiser, the Mogami. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the Mogami, and let me know if you guys have had any cool kind of comeback or last second wins like that. It's always kind of cool to get those clutch wins, clutch hits, whatever they are, and bring it home for your team. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.